Hello, welcome to my channel. In this video, we are going to learn about Albert Einstein, who he was and what he did. But before we start with the video, please subscribe so that you will never miss any of our upcoming videos. Also, like and share it with your friends. So let's start. Albert Einstein was born on March 14, 1879 in Ulm, Germany. He was born to a middle-class Jewish family. His father was a businessman, and his mother was a homemaker. As a child, Einstein was a curious and inquisitive boy. He was always asking questions about the world around him, and he loved to explore. However, he was also a mischievous boy, and he often got into trouble at school because he would daydream and not pay attention to his teachers. This caused him to have poor grades in school, especially in subjects like math and physics. However, this changed when he began attending middle school. Here, he excelled in all of his classes, especially in math and physics. When Einstein was 15 years old, his family moved to Italy, and he enrolled in a high school in Milan. However, after only a few months, he transferred to another high school in Switzerland. Here, he graduated with honors. After graduating from high school, Einstein attended the Swiss Federal Polytechnic in Zurich, where he studied physics and mathematics. He graduated in 1900 and began working as a patent clerk in Bern, Switzerland. In 1905, while working as a patent clerk, Einstein published 4 groundbreaking papers that changed the world of science forever. These papers were on topics such as the photoelectric effect, Brownian motion, special relativity, and the equivalence of mass and energy. For these papers, Einstein was awarded the Nobel Prize in Physics in 1921. After publishing these papers, Einstein became a professor at the University of Zurich and later at the University of Berlin. In 1915, he published his theory of general relativity, which revolutionized our understanding of gravity. He explained that gravity is not a force, but rather a curvature in space-time caused by the presence of matter. This theory has had a profound impact on our understanding of the universe, and it is still considered to be one of the greatest scientific achievements of the 20th century. Einstein was also a pacifist and a humanitarian. He was a vocal critic of war and militarism, and he was also an advocate for civil rights. He was also a supporter of Israel, and he helped to raise funds for the State of Israel during the 1940s. However, despite his many achievements, Einstein's life was not without sorrow. In 1919, his marriage to his first wife, Mileva, ended in divorce, and in 1936, his son, Hans, died at the age of 25. Despite these personal tragedies, Einstein continued to work tirelessly on his research, and he continued to speak out against war and fascism. In 1933, when Hitler came to power in Germany, Einstein fled to the United States and settled in Princeton, New Jersey. Here, he continued his research at the Institute for Advanced Study, and he also became a U.S. citizen in 1940. During World War II, Einstein was a vocal supporter of the United States war effort, and he even helped to develop the atomic bomb. However, he was horrified by the destructive power of the weapon he had helped to create, and he became a lifelong advocate for nuclear disarmament. In 1955, Einstein died of a brain hemorrhage at the age of 76. He was survived by his wife, daughter, and 2 grandchildren. He was buried in a simple ceremony at the Hebrew Cemetery in Trenton, New Jersey. Einstein's legacy lives on today. He is remembered as one of the greatest scientists of all time, and his work has had a profound impact on our understanding of the universe. His contributions to science and humanity have inspired generations of scientists and thinkers, and he continues to be a role model for people around the world. His most famous quote, "Imagination is more important than knowledge. This is because knowledge is limited to what we already know, but imagination can take us beyond that. It can help us to come up with new ideas and solutions to problems that we have never encountered before." Einstein believed that imagination was essential for scientific progress, and he encouraged people to use their imagination to explore the unknown. He also believed that imagination could help us to solve some of the world's most pressing problems, such as poverty, hunger, and disease. Imagination can help us to think outside the box and come up with creative solutions that we may not have thought of otherwise. For example, it can help us to see how existing technologies can be used in new and innovative ways to help improve people's lives. He said, "Anyone who has never made a mistake has never tried anything new." This is because trying new things involves taking risks and stepping outside of our comfort zone. And when we do that, we are bound to make mistakes sometimes. However, it is important not to let the fear of making mistakes hold us back from trying new things. Instead, we should embrace mistakes as opportunities to learn and grow. When we make a mistake, we should try to understand why it happened and what we can do to prevent it from happening again. We should not be afraid to take risks and to step outside of our comfort zone. That is where the greatest opportunities for growth and learning lie. We cannot learn and grow if we are not willing to make mistakes, so we should not be afraid to fail. Instead, we should be willing to learn from our mistakes and keep trying. Another one of his famous quotes is, "Not everything that counts can be counted, and not everything that can be counted counts." This is because there are many things in life that are important, but cannot be measured. For example, love, happiness, and success cannot be counted, but they are important nonetheless. Similarly, there are many things that can be counted, such as money, possessions, and status. But these things do not necessarily reflect what is important in life. We should not get too caught up in the things that can be counted and lose sight of the things that cannot be counted but are just as important, if not more so. We should focus on the things that are important to us and not worry too much about the things that can be counted. We should strive to create a life that is rich in meaning and purpose, not just in material possessions. His last famous quote is, "The only source of knowledge is experience." This is because knowledge is acquired through experience. We learn from our experiences and the experiences of others. We gain knowledge from our interactions with the world around us. Knowledge is not something that can be taught or learned directly. It must be acquired through experience. This means that we must be open to new experiences and be willing to learn from them. We should not be afraid to make mistakes, and we should be willing to try new things. It is through experience that we gain wisdom and understanding, so we should value experience and learn from it. We should be open to new experiences and be willing to learn from them, both good and bad. Experience is the only way we can gain knowledge, so we should make the most of it. These were some of the most famous quotes by Albert Einstein. He was a genius and a great thinker, and his words have inspired millions of people around the world. If you like this video, then you may also like our other videos. We have a lot of interesting content coming up, so don't forget to subscribe so that you will never miss any of our upcoming videos. Thank you for watching this video.